Good day, good day, good day, good day. Welcome to our second lesson. In the previous lesson, we were looking for areas where we focused on triangle and also rectangle. So in this one, I'm gonna focus on area of a triangle, but now I'm having one big triangle, which will be A, B, C. That's my one big triangle. But then in this big triangle, we've got a division, which is giving us two small triangles in between. But then we know that the common height that is between these two triangles is 9. But then now the breadth, you can see between from B here to this point, it's 4. But from this point to that point, it's 5. So now the overall breadth of this triangle means it will be 4 plus 5. So the breadth will be 9. Height, we already know it's 9. So if they ask us to find the area, remember, area is half times breadth times height. So this will be half times 9 times 9. So that will be half of 18, which will be 9, which depends on your unit. If it's centimeter, it will be centimeter squared. So that will be your area of that triangle. So if it's like that, check for the common height. And then also, if you've got two different breadth, for the one big triangle, you just have to combine them. This will be the area for A, B, C. But then if they were asking for area, for example, if the area was only focusing on this small triangle this side, then the breadth would have been 4 and the height will still be 9. But for the whole thing, you have to combine the two breadths that can give you just one breadth now. So quickly, let's move on to square. So again, first of all, the square, you get a shape like that. Remember, all sides of a square are equal to each other, right? Yeah, so the area of a square is just s squared. So to find the area of a square, just do s squared. That's it. That's why I used to love this one, because it's the easier one to always remember. So if now we to give you the square, and then let's just say this side it's 5. So you know that all the other sides will also be 5, because all sides in a square are equal to each other, meaning the area of this triangle that I'm having now would be 5, it's at the bracket, squared. That would be my side, which would be 5 squared, which means it will be 25 as my answer. That will be 25 as my answer. So you just have to go and one side is squared, that becomes your area of that square. So another example, I want to use a different number now. Let's say now it's 8. So my side is 8. Therefore, the area will be 8 squared, which will be 64. That will be the area of that square. So that's how you can solve the square. So I think it's an easier one to also remember. So quickly, I want to go to a circle as well, so I can cover all the areas. So with a circle now, if I would have a circle, remember a circle will have what we call a diameter. So the line that will divide the circles into two equal halves is called the diameter. So in a diameter, the half of a diameter is what we call a radius. So in other words, in a circle, we have two radius, which must be equal value. The two radius must be equal value. So if I'm having a square, a radius, then from this part, if it's 4, also here must be 4, because there must be equal values. Both radius must be of equal values. So now, how do I find the area of a square? The formula to find the area of a square, A is equals to pi r squared. So the pi will be there in the formula sheet now. So you find the pi in the formula sheet. So it's pi r squared. So now the question is, how do I go and then find my area? So the area, if I were to use this one, for example, where my radius is 4, therefore my area would be pi, radius is 4 squared. Then just go and put everything in the calculator. That will be your answer. To just simplify this one, I know it will be pi. 4 squared is 16. So the answer will be pi times 16, which you can get as decimals, or if you want, you can leave it like that, depending on your units. So now, that will be for that one. Let's say now they give us a circle, sorry. Then they tell us that the diameter is 12. And then they ask us to find the area. So to find the area, again, first thing first, formula pi r squared So what is the pi? It's the pi which is 22/7, but I just leave it as pi for this one. Now, what is my radius? Remember, radius is half of the diameter. I'm having a diameter of 12, therefore my radius will be 6. This will be 6 squared. So it will be pi times 36. Then just put in calculator and it will give you the answer in decimals. That will be us solving the equation of finding the area of that circle. So it's all about the formula first. Once you get the formula right, then you can just go and put the values as they are. So, and I think it's clear. So I want to move on and try to find areas of other shapes, because so far we found an area of a rectangle and also area of a triangle and also square and also a circle. So now there are other shapes that you must also know. For example, we can have a trapezium. So we also have a trapezium. So now if I'm having a trapezium, remember it would be something different compared to other ones that we've done so far. So with a trapezium, normally a shape of a trapezium will look like this. It's a typical shape of a trapezium. That's a typical shape you get. Let's just say if I'm putting a value of 6 here, then I put a value maybe of 12 here. So I'm having different signs there, which must have different values. Now the question is, how do I then go and find the area of this? Because now the first thing, the formula must be known. So the area of a trapezium, the formula will be half b1, which is the first breadth, plus b2 times the height. So the formula to find the area of a trapezium will be half bracket b1 plus b2 times the height, meaning you must have a height. For example, I can come here and have a height of 7, for example. That's my height of 7. These are my two breadth, b1 and b2. So meaning the area will be half. What is my b1? You can use any between 6 and 12 now. 6 plus 12, height is 7. So you just have to go there and plug everything in the calculator. Then you'll get your answer. It's all about knowing which one is your first breadth and then your second breadth. Once you can get all of them at the same time, you must also know the height. Because if I've got the two breadth and also the height, therefore it becomes easy to solve for the area as they are requesting now. So before I finish the video, I want to also introduce the volumes so that at least I can cover all of this before we do examples from a past paper. So now let's go to volumes and also surface area now. So in a volume, for example, if I were to have what we call a cylinder will normally look like this. A typical shape of a cylinder will look like this. The typical shape of a cylinder. And I can have a base there. Then I can have a radius being there. This can become my base. So remember, this will be a base. But this base also, it's a base of a circle. This base is also at the base of a circle. Meaning I'm having two circles. I'm having the circle that is there and the circle that will be down there. So to find the volume of a cylinder, it's called a cylinder. To find the volume of a cylinder, the formula is as follows. Volume of a cylinder is equals to breadth times height. So it's going to be breadth times height. Our height will be here. This will be our height there, h. That will be our height. This will be our height. Then our volume will be breadth times height. But remember, it's a breadth of a circle. And then how do I find the area of a circle? Remember, area of a circle is what? Pi r squared. The area of a circle is a pi r squared, meaning the breadth of this volume will be pi r squared times the height. Otherwise, the volume of a cylinder will be pi r squared times height. That will be the volume of a cylinder. The breadth will be pi r squared and then times the height. Then, and that will be a simplified formula to find the volume of a cylinder. So now, quickly, before this lesson ends, I also want to do the surface area of the same cylinder. So now the surface area formula will be as follows. The surface area formula will be as follows. surface area of a cylinder will be as follows. So remember, let me just put it this side now. Surface area, which will be SA. So I put this side, just so we can visualize it before we derive it. So now, the first thing first, we know we've got the top circle and also the bottom circle. This is the top circle here and the bottom circle. So those two circles now, they're going to come in handy to find the surface area. Surface area must be the overall surface or the overall area in your cylinder. So when it comes to this now, remember, we've got the area of a base, which is those two area of a base. So, and also I've got the lateral area, which will be the one which will be the other side. So to find the surface area, you combine the two. You combine the area of the base and also the lateral area. So now we already know the area of a base. We've got two areas. We've got the base down there, which will be pi r squared, and also up there, which will be pi r squared. Meaning now the area of a base will become 2 pi r squared. So I'm having 2 pi r squared because I'm moving one for the top, one for the bottom. So it becomes 2 pi r squared. And then the other one will be 1 for lateral, which will be 2 pi rh. This will be your surface area for a cylinder. Just have to go and combine the two as they are. And then in the next video, I intend on doing examples, which I will show you guys how to solve questions of such a problem. Let's say they give you a situation like a problem, and how do you solve it? So without wasting time, I'm going to post this part 2 here. Then on the next part, we'll be doing the examples now. So thank you very much, guys, and I hope this was helpful to grade 12s and grade 11s. And then I'm going to quickly, in other videos coming up, do past paper questions to show you guys how to approach those past paper questions now. Thank you very much.